We all know that a good night's sleep is vital to our overall health and well-being. But for the over 100 million people in the world who suffer from sleep apnea, a good night's sleep is nothing but a dream. CPAP machines have long been used to treat the condition. However, over 50% of those who suffer from sleep apnea report the masks they wear to sleep don't solve the problem at all.
Through the modern years of CPAP therapy and treating sleep apnea, there have been numerous masks that have come out. And that's part of the problem, is there's so much to select from that you don't really know what works and what doesn't work for that individual. And the consumer themselves are confused. They're just being recommended a mask left and right. They may select based on small, medium, and large, but the reality is this doesn't mean anything in our industry. And therefore, when they start wearing these masks, they put it on, they put it aside because it's not comfortable. They may try again, but at some point they end up getting frustrated and then their sleep apnea remains untreated. I've seen people have as much as 4 or 5 masks in their wheelhouse to try, and they'll cycle through them, and maybe they must have spent at least $100 a mask in trying to find the right mask for them. The bigger problem is the ones that actually buy all these masks and they end up putting aside the therapy and they don't treat themselves for the condition that they're being diagnosed with.
Despite the millions of people who aren't finding relief from their CPAP masks, the industry has long ignored the issue, but it now has the full attention of technology expert Cox Tenno. He's developed a platform that leverages advanced analytics which studies a person's face and provides valuable feedback on the structural features of their face, as well as a selection of masks that would fit properly based on that information.
I think the biggest problem is the fact that we didn't have the technology sooner. And even when we think about the rudimentary process of the technology that's available now, we're simply looking at measurements. But it's much more than just measurements. There's so much more to it in terms of satisfaction and what people may recommend because of how they feel, and maybe other factors that are involved in relation to making sure that the technology works for comfort. So when we think about this technology, it is much more than just measuring the mask appropriate for each individual. It's all about healthcare. And when we treat people's health, we need to find ways that, yes, there's a commodity to it, but we need to do it in a responsible manner. And by doing it in this fashion, we are providing the tools necessary for the consumer, as well as the experts, to be able to harness the technology that's out there that some of them may not even know of in terms of the various types of masks, because there's hundreds of them that are out there. And when you have the experience of millions of users all in one box, then you can use that box and then treat people appropriately, and then you manage their health. And that ultimately is the goal.